the final, where the first 5 rows of the grid shaped up like this. The grid is cleared. It's going to be a standing start for the Bambino IAME A final. Lights out. Away we go. Joseph Katsantonis in the 0 cut from pole position. He's going to lead into turn 1, followed by Riley Wright. Jacob Ashcroft in the 22 cut has moved ahead of Mason Redmond for 3rd spot. You're on board with Jacob now as they charge through Reggie's Elbow for the first time in the race. Jacob gets a good run out of the corner and he's going to draw alongside Riley Wright here. This is the rear facing on board. He's already through by the time they get to the corner, but he runs out wide on the exit to the hairpin, and Wright's going to come back alongside him. A right-hander coming up, but Wright is there and just clings on to his 2nd place. This is all brought closer to them, the number 20 card of Kasper Tomilewski. And also then you've got Mason Redmond, number 15, joining the party. So 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th all tied together through the S's for the first time. And Tomilewski is coming alongside Ashcroft here to try and gain a place. He whips around the outside on the way to paddock bend. Through comes 15, Mason Redmond, and slips out wide. I think he's spun, yeah. A half spin for Mason Redmond, one of the front runners here. He recovers quickly but rejoins just behind Teddy Woodard, number 31. So that is going to put him down into 13th place at the end of the first lap of the race. So that was a near miss, a close thing, as you saw from the onboard camera, of Jacob Ashcroft, but the 22 kart survives. In 4th place though, because he lost that position to Tomilewski. So we've got Katsantonis well clear, 3 seconds clear at the end of the first lap of the race. Riley Wright in 2nd, 3rd, Tomilewski 4th, Ashcroft running out wide down, coming under pressure now from Lewis Werrell, number 98, who's made a phenomenal start. He was 11th on the grid, so 6 places gained on that opening lap. 33, Jack Robinson completing the top 6 at the moment. And now Werrell is drawing alongside Ashcroft. He's whipped around the outside through the 2nd part of the S's. There's the view from Ashcroft. And that's down to 5th place now. That was where he lost the position on the previous lap as well. Ashcroft, one of the least experienced drivers in the field. Those we see a challenge here for 2nd place. Tremendous move that from Tomilewski in the 20 kart. He carried the speed all the way out through paddock bend, up the straight, and spied a gap on the way into stadium. And already, look, he's begun to rock it away. However, there's a big old gap to try and make up to the leader. He's almost clean out of sight already after just 2 laps of racing. Katsantonis leading by just over 5 seconds after 2 laps. From Tomilewski now, right in 3rd. Werrell with this excellent start up to 4th place. Ashcroft 5th. Robinson in 6th place. Then we've got Fowler. Joe Lewis has gained a place up to 8th. The GP plate had a bad start, Riley Cranham. He's back into the top 10. So too, back into the top 10 is Mason Redmond in the 15 kart after that spin at the end of lap number 1. Well, Joseph Katsantonis is in a different race here. He's nearly 7 seconds clear now after 3 laps of racing. But look, a challenge and contact in the battle for the final spot of the podium. That was will to will between Lewis, Werrell and Riley Wright. And it was Werrell who came through in the 98 kart. So Riley Wright, after a good qualifying, a good set of heats, a good strong start to the race, has just slipped off the podium positions now. And he's got Jacob Ashcroft breathing down his neck as well. On board with Jacob now as he makes his way into the outfield hairpin. Runs out nicely onto this back straight, into the very quick left-hander through pylon, and then in towards his S section, where Ashcroft has been struggling at the start of the race, but he's coming back into it now. So this the squabble for 2nd place. There's the leader. If he had mirrors, he'd look in them and he'd see nothing because he is so far clear. Joseph Katsantonis with a quality drive here. It is a rare thing to see anybody win by more than a couple of lengths at the London Cup, never mind the entire straight length, as we see Werrell coming up the inside now of Tomilewski and gains another place at Stadium Bend. That's 2 in 2 laps to go from 4th to 2nd. Flat out through Stadium Bend, that's number 15, Mason Redmond, who's having a really strong recovery here after that problem at the end of lap number 1. He's back up into the top 6. He's overtaken the 33 kart of Jack Robinson, and just behind Jack then, number 99 is Jack Fowler. The GP plate, Riley Cranham and 6, Joe Lewis, squabbling over 11th. This is the battle for 12th place between 88, Logan Howes, and swarming all over the back of him, number 28, Connor Scarisbrick. They charge through Stadium Bend as we go back on board with Jacob Ashcroft, making his way onto the start-finish straight now. Still with Riley Wright in his sights, and in the background you can see number 15, Mason Redmond, trying to catch them up, having gone back through the field. So on the exit to Stadium Bend, the 22 karts of Jacob Ashcroft accelerates, and we know he's got on the brakes on the way into the hairpins, but so too is Riley Wright. The gap closes up a little bit, but opens up again on the exit. Here, side by side again, this battle for 13th place. Logan Howes on the inside, Connor Scarisbrick on the outside. Whipping around now on the exit to the turn into Reggie's Elbow, though. A nice tight line taken by Logan Howes. This is the battle for fourth place then, and coming up to lap, novice driver Sky Parker. That's the rear-facing camera from Jacob Ashcroft, and look how much closer Mason Redmond has got on this lap. He's not quite within striking distance, but Ashcroft has dropped back suddenly, perhaps delayed through that traffic, and a combination of a not great lap by him and a very strong lap by Mason Redmond. That means that the gap is now just about 2 kart lengths. So these the two almost came together with that incident through Paddock Bend at the end of lap number 1. It seems inevitable. Such is the speed that the 15 kart of Mason Redmond carries, and through he whips on the exit to the turn. So back up to 5th place now, having been 13th at one point. A bit further back, a great three-way tussle developing here for 7th place. 33 Jack Robinson still with Jack Fowler shadowing him, but the pair have now been joined by novice racer George Davison, who's up into the top 10, 9th place, and having a very strong run here as they make their way through the hairpins, getting ever closer to the tail of Robinson is Fowler. And taking absolutely no prisoners is Mason Redmond. He gains another place almost immediately, this time on Riley Wright. So back up to 4th spot now. I think a podium might be just out of reach for him, but what a tremendous comeback it has been for him. And already, look, the speed he carries on the way out of the hairpins. He's already 2 or 3 lengths clear. So Jacob Ashcroft is free now to resume the battle that he's been having with Riley Wright, but this time it's going to be for 6th place rather than 5th. Still, a top 6 finish in an event which is as competitive as this is mighty impressive. There is your race leader, Joseph Katsantonis. At last he's got somebody to play with, somebody to follow and overtake, but it's back markers. He's absolutely master. He's over 8 seconds clear. He pulled most of his advantage in the first few laps of the race and has just managed things since then. So it has been a serene drive as the checkered flag awaits for Joseph Katsantonis. He doesn't need to rush through the traffic. And starting their final lap of the race, we've got this squabble for 5th place getting even tighter. Riley Wright is going to have to work hard through the traffic to fend off Jacob Ashcroft, but the checkered flag awaits, and an absolutely dominant victory at the London Cup for Joseph Katsantonis. He wins by over 8 seconds. It's going to be Lewis Werrell from 11th on the grid who comes home 2nd, so tremendous stride from him as well. And the final spot on the podium is going to go to Kasper Tomilewski, but only just because Mason Redmond closed the gap to just 0.3 of a second by the checkered flag. And here's confirmation of the rest of the results.